Alright, wanted to get back to dynamic anatomy a little bit here for a subscriber who wanted to focus a bit more on the lower torso mass, or the pelvic area as well. Now, I realize the comment was about 2 months ago. My apologies. Okay, I got a little behind on this response. But thanks for being a trooper and hanging in there. And I'll probably split this up into 2 parts. This one here, it says, let's see if I get this in the camera here. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't have the best setup here. The lower torso mass. The lower torso mass. The lower mass of the torso, the pelvic mass, is shaped like a flattened wedge box, narrow at the waist and wider at the buttocks. The mass is tipped forward at the abdomen and slopes backward at a 15-degree angle, opposing and balancing the movement of the rib cage. This is important. The two masses are separated by a space 1/2 head in length from the rib cage to the pelvic girdle. This is the backward tilt of the pelvic mass. All right, here you can see some pelvis is moving here, some buttocks, okay, and 15 the backward tilt of the pelvic mass. That's what he's talking about right here. 15 degree angle. Over here it says the mid-axil region of the torso, the pelvic mass balances and opposes the upper torso in movement. Alright, so let's take a look at what he's talking about. So it's kind of going, it's going that way. Actually, it's going this is going this way, and that's going like that. Just to kind of give you an idea of how it moves. Here's some more implied motion. That this is coming out, this flab of muscle is kind of shooting out, while this is going kind of well, he drew like a skeletal outline, and where everything connects on that kind of like a constellation almost at each point. Okay, this is kind of going down, and this is going forward, and this is going up and to the left, so it's jutting out right there, and everything's kind of, this is the composition, is this curve right here. So I did have something to draw on, but guess what? It just decided to jump away. So let me find another piece of paper. In this case, it's going to be a card of some sort. Let's see here. I got a spare card. And it turns out I do. Sometimes it just doesn't matter what you draw on, as long as you got something to draw on. 3x5 card. I'll show you an example of this. The thing that I'm pay attention to is, this is the half head that he's talking about, I'm pretty sure, underneath the rib cage, and where it connects to the rest of the hip, the pelvis. Okay, that's half a head. So let's do a different kind of movement. Let's say walking, but it's reversed. All right. So usually when it's walking, something's walking, and again, I encourage you to look at yourself in the mirror in a walking position. One leg is jutted out further than the other one. Okay, slightly, depending on where it is in the walk stride. Okay, chest is somewhere up here, stomach's right here, rib cage And there it is. There's that half head. Meets right there. So it's like two parts. Okay? This is why it is important to do practice anatomy, because you can forget about that part pretty easily. So it's a half a head. Think about up here, okay? You got the neck. I can just eyeball it right now. So it's half of this. His eye line's up there, but about half of this, so about... Yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. So there you go. This one's down a little bit lower. Look in the mirror, look at bodybuilders, because it's more pronounced. So this right here is going to be a little bit more flattened because it's not rumpled up like this one is. A little bit. Okay. So just kind of practice that. Practice when you draw torsos. Again, I'll probably have a part 2 of this, so I can really zero in on this topic. But even a front-on shot. Say, okay, the belt. Belt's gonna pretty much be on that area, and then you're gonna have the rest of that pelvis right there. Okay, we'll just say, okay, he's standing straight on shot with pants. Okay, so you always want to allow room for that. Right there. I'd say that's kind of like a belt line in a way. So the mid-axil region of the torso, the pelvic mass balances and opposes the upper torso. This is the pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle. And it makes sense because you always hear about girdles being around that area that some men, older men, have to wear, such as Roger Murtaugh from the Lethal Weapon series. And yeah, so there you go. Hope you got something out of that. Practice that. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it. It's still pretty affordable. So yeah, have fun with it. Practice 10 seconds a day minimum, at the minimum, and you'll get better every time you do it. Thanks for watching 10 seconds a day.